and a dream killer. We had plenty hope, but now we can't cope. You're a dream killer. Disregard of mental health while you busy gaining wealth. You're a dream killer. Some in NEP, working for small money. You're a dream killer. You present a lot of things, we believed in you. Now our life passing by, nothing coming through. It is so embarrassing while you there smiling. Baby, there's that grumbling, she call it within. Hey, oh, I feel it, I had a dream. Dreams. With hard work and determination, we can reach our destination through access to capital, education, and mentorship. But consider yourself as a young man stuck in the cycle of stagnation, where corruption creates limitations and overwhelming sense of frustration. Every day he faces the harsh reality. He cannot provide for his family, losing his dignity and his sanity while still waiting for his opportunity. Some call you a blood sucker, I call you a heartbreaker and a dream killer. We had plenty hope, but now we can't cope. You're a dream killer. Disregard of mental health while you busy gaining wealth. You're a dream killer. Some in NEP, working for small money. You're a dream killer. You present a lot of things, we believed in you. Now our life passing by, nothing coming through. Who can run will run, who cannot will stay. Waiting for election day to get updated. Oh, we have a dream.
The Nashelle, the lady, young lady, beautiful composition. Lobby, I know you love that tune, right?
Well, especially coming from a young person.
Right.
Seriously, this sends shocking wave to around the place. A young person can sing
When
a
she's
song
here,
like that.
I'm going to let her introduce herself. Good night, lady, young lady.
Good night. Good night to everybody. Good night to the listening public.
Mhm.
I am Nashelle. Well, everybody knows me as Nashelle from Maho.
I know that.
And this year I'll be singing The World Boss and Dream Killer, but at the semifinals, Dream Killer.
Right.
Yep.
Well, you have this video of the song, The World Boss, right? You have a video of that, right?
Yes, I do have World Boss as well.
Okay. Right. Obviously, did you compose the song?
No, I did not. Marlon Girodel
But
composed the song.
did you have an input in the song?
No.
So he did everything, and so you didn't have to tell him what type of tune you want and that sort of thing?
No, I just wanted something different from what I was originally accustomed to, which was just slow and normal things. And well, he did a great job because basically what he wrote is some of my experiences, and I guess because it is social commentary, our life experiences, a lot of people go through the things that I'm speaking about, then a lot of people can relate to what it is.
But that's a lovely melody. It's not only social content. It's something you can dance on. It's something you can dance. Right, Ronald? You agree?
Yeah. I think you can dance on that song too. I think the young lady has done justice to the song in terms of she always had some good singing skills.
Beautiful voice.
Some good singing skills. And this time she got some high quality work and she's making the best out of it.
Yes.
I firmly believe, I calculatedly believe that if not this year, because of the quality of calypsos that the ladies are delivering. We should have a Calypso Queen show. The Calypso season is empty. How many shows have we had so far? And so far, you may have around 7 ladies in the semi-final. How many is it? 7?
6.
6 in the semi-final. Yes. And how many in the quarters?
We had 8 in the quarters.
8 in the quarters. So you can see that quality, that number, and that quality of Calypso that's been delivered by the ladies. We can have a Calypso Queen show. The men are frightened. We have a man with us here tonight.
Well, we'll introduce him that stuff. But I think we have a call already.
Away the men.
Yeah, we have a call already. We're going to introduce, because there's a particular lady listening. I will tell you, a particular lady from Jimmy listening. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Sibo.
Hello.
Everybody on the panel.
Yes, good evening.
Black,
yes.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the young lady, I don't know her.
Right.
But listen to this song. I love the tune, I love the words, I love everything. And Sibo, with no errors at all, my prediction is she going straight to the final.
But by the way, were you dancing? You were in the living room dancing or in the bedroom? Which one? Why just playing?
I dance on that in North Sea, but
okay.
from bedroom to kitchen.
Okay.
Bedroom to kitchen. Okay?
All right.
And it can be a road match too,
Well, exactly. Nice melody, beautiful song, beautiful song.
Play that nice.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well, we also have a big man in the studio, the PP man. The PP man is right in the studio, guys. Let's get the tune going, man. Labby. Yes.
Competition.
Yeah, let's
hear. Prediction, Sibo, I put 5 women and 4 men.
Well, I will listen. Well, after Saturday night, I will get back to you next week for sure. Yes. We'll get back to you. Okay. 5 women and 5 men.
5 women and 4 men.
Okay.
I don't call it my names again, but I have 5 women.
Okay.
I have Nashelle. I don't want to call it.
Okay.
I did a prediction already.
Okay.
I'm waiting, but no errors. She goes straight to the final.
Thank you.
Okay, right. Let's get another song there, man. Let's get the other song.
What will that do? Let yourself. Trendsetter 2025. But long ago it wasn't easy to ride a lorry from the country. And when that truck get to the city, everybody wants to be there. Who went in sun, not them alone. Some be in trend, making it rain. Is that PP tree leading to the sea? Look the PP from the sea. So you hear me? I'm a question, and as papa, I'm an pizza, the way sala, atalota, and a question, alawia, the way sala. What will I do? Let's it down. Let's it go. The people migrate from the country and elsewhere right there in the city. So my brother, things not easy. The rock could kill anybody. It makes die high. I don't know why. The people stand just not distance. As Peter Brown would know of God. Is he that said we be not the God? I'm a question, Elas Papa, I'm a pizza, the way sala, Atalota, E Apueza, Alawia, the way sala.
Well, okay, everybody knows that song, so we can have a discussion on the song now. Well, the manager himself, let him introduce himself. I don't have to introduce him now. The man himself is there.
Well, good afternoon to the listeners of
Sports Rap.
Sports Rap. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Well,
I'm a bit late because I had to ensure that there was no reckless urination going on around the block. It's a common block, especially around Juve morning. So I have to make sure we are free from any stench at this time while we have the program. Well, my name is Naren Murphy. I go by the name Trendsetter in the Calypso arena. I am also the current treasurer of the Calypso Association. And I'm just thinking about PP this year.
So, Naren, what made you write that song?
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't write that song. I did not go and look for that song.
Right.
That song came and find me.
Oh, you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
I will just give you
explain.
I will just explain in a shortest form as I can. There's this gentleman in Mahu. His name is Saru.
Right.
He's the guy that maybe in Dominica have gotten the most gopel ever. So he's a guy, whenever he hears anything going on, he would just put a few words together. Right. Nothing structured there. He would put a few things together and he would send voice notes. So he's sending voice notes. And he is the guy, a lot of persons don't know. This song that Luga sang a couple years ago, Caressa, that was originally his idea.
Right.
And then Alex massaged it and fixed it. So when he came up with DPP, he sent it to me, he sent it to Alex. We said, DPP, we're going to take that and take it from another angle. So Alex took it, we transition it, as if you coming from the country long time ago. I mean, it didn't have no SUV. And we didn't have no fancy vehicle. It's on a lorry, Bedford.
True.
You come from the country to town.
Well, I know that. I can
that trip, while a trip from, let's say, La Plaine to Roseau will probably take you 45 minutes. It was probably about 3 hours. That truck would have to take you to get to the city. And when we reach in the city, having probably drink a Cime Cotois very early in the morning.
And then you have a Malpisa.
You have to let it go.
Yeah.
So we reach in the city, the truck put us down, and we have that pista. We have
looking for a place.
But some people seem to feel offended about that song.
I have heard that, and I do not know why. Because we are simply dealing with the, I would say, indiscriminate urination around in the city.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But it's a lovely song. Nice masking of that song. Ronald, you wanted to
I think this song goes beyond that. You had the experience from La Plaine. I used to go to La Plaine on vacation, and the experience you just spoke about there, I had that type of experience. Because you can't stop the truck and tell the truck driver,
hold it.
You have to hold it till you reach road.
Yes.
And everybody's jumping out and the PPA. The content of that song is well masked.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's well masked, it's well put together. And I think that's the best song that you've delivered.
Well, we have a caller. Hold on. Good evening. Yeah, we lost the caller. Probably holding on too long. Yeah, we let's go on. Yeah,
it is among my better songs there because person said, what? Ready-made jacket, that one there, even last year, Jinping Belarus. This one there seemed to be a bit tastier to the Calypso patrons. And I mean, we can see that it's a song that has gotten a lot of popularity.
Oh, yeah, and something made it more popular.
Let's
take the call. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello.
Good
Even
evening.
while I passing under the wholesale at the back of a stuff on there, those men, they mad. I will see your thing is right there. If you pass there, there is a perfume.
Oh, yeah? Well, I hope you are not watching what is happening, you. You are not watching what's happening, right? Okay. Lobby, you wanted to say something.
Sebastian, I just want to to come a very vintage. What I want to say overall, this year, Calypso, you have vintage songs, you have good songs for the road. And I want to say here that I have 4 women going to the final and with 6 men, or there'll be 10. 4 women and 6 men in the final.
Well, we want to talk more or less about the 2 we have here. We'll discuss
as I said, the young lady, I'm very proud of her. She has a good voice. The women who are involved in Calypso overall, Sebastian, they can sing. As a singer, they can sing. Good tonal quality, all right, which is good. And I think this young lady, as a young person, singing that song, I was very, very happy. You can say that they have seen the light. Enough is enough.
Miss Nashelle, what reviews have you been getting? What have people been telling you?
Well, I have been getting a lot of reviews. I think I have my biggest fan base this year. Calypso, people have been saying Dream Killer, that's the one you should be using for semis. We love that one. When I listen to that, I have to play that 500 times in my transport, in my bed. I have to meditate. I've been getting a lot of good reviews about the song. So thank you to the public.
Okay, that's nice. We have a caller. Let's take the caller. Good evening.
Good night.
Good night.
Hello.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
I love both of them songs. I don't know none of them, but I love both of them.
Well, if you go now, we're on Facebook. You can see them. You can see both of them if you go on Facebook.
Okay.
You can see both of them. Yeah. By the way, what we should tell listeners, the writer of her song is Naren's brother, Lobby. The writer of her song.
I know.
And the mother there saying, I just see my son. She just texting me. She looking at her son. She just saying that they know. So she looking at her son. I know she always listening. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
So you said something about Transetter song about like some people didn't like it.
Right.
But
I just saying.
Listen to me. As a carnival person involved in that for years, you go back with a song like Mr. Copeland. But I'll tell you one thing here. Give me some time about Patrick John. This man, Calypso semi-final in the Rock Cinema, and Spider singing a song, Dear John. And John came to the show. He could have gone to a balcony. He came and he sat among us for the entire show. He knows anything. When the show was over, he walked with us. All right, he had no bodyguard. It was Julian and his friends who were there. He enjoyed the show. All right, and he was a Calypso writer, a Calypso lover. And he said, let the people sing the song.
Yes,
I'm of the firm opinion that the quality of the Calypsos are very high. They're very
high.
Technical, very creative, very high. My only reservation is that they should have been released earlier.
Yeah, let's take this caller. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to the complete panel.
Yes.
Igo,
yes, sir.
Landa.
Yes,
Landa
sir.
boy Landa is a prophet. One man like you on the panel with Sebastian, things must go. Mr. Ozzy, for a long time I don't hear that golden voice of yours. Good night, sir. You understand? You are one of the patriots and there's nothing like you in Dominica. No, the lady in the house. My lady, if I could kiss you, I kiss you. No. You can sing and read a song. You understand? And you see what I love is the competition. Since women come in Calypso competition, they have been giving men competition. Yes, so I like that. But before men or it have competition there, if you see they have a good second song, no, Mr. PP Man, boy, that song nice. You know I tell you it's nice. I like it a lot. A lot of people vex because they say it's GPP, but you have to ask Peter Prosper. Just ask Peter Prosper because he doesn't know what's going on. Okay? All right. So, but you know what you make me remember as a little boy? When I used to go and jump up with my 3/4 pants and my LV bob, boy, that was jump up. Mr. P, I want to pee.
Okay, caller, let's move on. All right.
Gentlemen, what's the topic of your second song?
Dominica, the island we love. Words to that effect. Yeah, we have it there memorizing.
you know,
Dominica, the land we love.
Mr. Trent, there's somebody saying, and let me just read for you. What I like in the DPP is Tiwe Sala. Take that out there. That's what somebody said they like.
Because as Landa rightfully said, from traveling that distance, that in your waist, it can't burst in your waist. You understand? You have to let it go.
Let's take a caller. Hold on. Good evening.
Good night, Steve.
Yes.
My boy Narin, good luck to you.
Hazel.
And my girl Nashelle, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I have 2 of you in my bag.
The Mau constituency.
Sure. All right.
For sure.
All right.
PP.
The PP. Yeah, well, we had to wind up because we have our first guest here. But you really, Saturday night, we're going to be real big. Obviously, both of you all, I'm sure most. Well, Lobby sent me his thing and he had both of you all in there. Yeah. He sent me his 10 for the final. He said to me since Tuesday, and he said, Trendsetter, Nashelle, for sure there. In fact, he did not know that she was coming there.
Okay.
He would not have known you were coming there, because only this morning I met you.
Yes.
And I told you, come man, is your brother writing this song? Yes. Come, let's take this caller. Good evening. Okay, we love the caller.
What I would want to say to you all guys, protect your voice and get adequate rest. Because you've got a good products, but ensure that you don't make a mistake on the big night. Yeah. And the way you could avoid making a mistake is by taking your rest and protecting your voice.
Yeah, let's take this caller, probably last one. Good evening.
Thank you, Sibo, to those in studio with you, to my pal rep in studio with you. He knows his name.
Okay, my pal rep.
In fact, when I am in Maho, he is my pal rep. And when he comes to Kinfield, in the same constituency, I am his pal rep. I really would like to hear the Trendsetter.
Well, we just played it already. And everybody knows this song. It disturbs certain people, but everybody knows this song. Right. So, guys, just give us your final words, because we obviously will be rooting for you on Saturday night. So, give us your final words.
Ladies first?
Yeah, ladies first.
I just want to tell everybody to come out to the semis on Saturday night, 8 o'clock sharp. Come at 7, because we know sometimes if I tell you 8, you'll come 9. And yes, come and support me, the other women. Come and support the men. We have a show. We have a show prepared for you. So we just want you to come out in large numbers. Thank you.
Right, Narain.
And I just want to echo the sentiments of my colleague and fellow competitor that you should come out in large numbers. Calypso is ours.
True.
This has been here for several years, 60 plus going years. It has always been singing the issues of the day. So come out, I'll be singing number 9. And coincidentally, you made the point that my mother have 2 songs, or will have 2 songs in the final. One being performed by somebody else, Nashelle, and
you performing,
me performing.
Right.
So just come out on Saturday. It's going to be a big competitive night. And we will take the advice from Mr. Lander to keep ourselves relaxed,
in between now
have our throat nice and warm.
Plenty water.
Yes.
Pearly, good night. So, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. On that note, we take our first break. Thank you, man. Thank you. Right.
Order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast, and you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love full AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available, and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
When you want the best, what you do? Shop at SCS. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCS. And they all confess. Shop at SCS. You get more for what they say. Shop at SCS. Shop at SCS. Yeah. Shop at SCS. Shop at SCS. What they say. Shop at SCS. SCS family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices, they're nice. Madam, that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCS. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCS. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, couple, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side, what? Shop at SCS. Shop at SCS. Oh yeah. Shop at SCS. Shop at SCS. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or Call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you.
Yes, we're back and we want to welcome, we're going to be talking some athletics. We haven't met the president. We haven't heard him for the year. So it's nice that he could join us in studio. Brendan, happy birthday to you. Happy New Year. Sorry, I said happy birthday. Happy New Year to you, eh?
Yeah, I think happy belated as well. But
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Sebastian and Mr. Lander, for inviting me to Sports Rock.
And your coach, yeah?
And coach, Mr. Emmanuel Loblack. I hope you don't give me too much blues today. Good evening, sir.
Well, Brendan, I think you started. You had some meets for the year already. Your athletics just started.
Yes.
So you want to tell us what has happened so far?
Yes. So far we have had 3 development meets. One started off 29th of December last year. We had one in January, and we also had one 2 weeks ago. Well, a week ago, a combined events development meet, all aimed for athletes to just to gauge as to where they are for the season, and also in search of qualifying marks for the upcoming events. So this year we have several upcoming events. We have the Carifta Games, the NACAC Age Group Championships, we have the NACAC Open Championships, we have the World Indoors and World Outdoors, and also we have other events across the region that we could participate in. We also have the Pan Am Junior Games, which will be held in Paraguay later this year.
But the Character Games is in what? Easter, right? April?
Yes, so the Character Games will be held from the 19th to the 22nd. Well, 21st, that's the competition days of April. That will be held in the Twin Island of Trinidad and Tobago, specifically at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. So far, we have had 2 qualified athletes. These athletes are Mr. Addison James, who is based in the Edwin Allen High School in Jamaica. He qualified in the boys discus and also in the javelin. And we had Miss Carol Etienne, who qualified in the 100 and 200 meters, where she also broke the under 20 100 meter record. Interestingly, those 2 athletes are now ranked in the top 20 in the world. So Miss Carol Etienne is ranked number 3 as of today in the 100 meters girls, and Addison is ranked number 15 in the world in the under 20 boys javelin.
Can you run the time?
Both of them are based in Edwin Allen High School. The time that Carol ran is 11.60.
Lobby, you heard that?
And yeah, the time and the discus.
They discussed Addison through 49.35. Sorry if I mix up the numbers, but 49.35. He also did a free step javelin. For those who know javelin, that is 1, 2, 3 steps, and he flew 61 meters. And that is a massive improvement because he won the bronze medal from a pool approach last year with about 57 meters. So he has increased without even putting in his entire run up.
Are you expecting more athletes to qualify for the Carifta Games?
So we are looking at about 12 athletes for the Carifta Games. So we have some athletes on the CUPSA qualifying. So we have some of the athletes who are a couple seconds off. So we have Akisha Luke, who ran 12.2 seconds in the 100 meters. She has to run 12 seconds flat. So she's close. We have Miss Gordisha Joseph, who threw 40 meters, and she has to throw 42. It could be 38 to 40, but she's 2 meters off. We also have Mr. Kamadi Victor. We have Kevin Lifam. We have Sean Vidal, and we have an array of Chris Toussaint. Just off of my head, but we are targeting 12 athletes, and also we're looking to bring in a mixed 4x4 relay team to the Carifta team. And the reason why we're opting to the mix, we have a lot of athletes who are running close to the qualifying times, but we do not have, I would say it openly, we do not have the quality to have 4 quarter milers to say have an open 4x4 men or boys or 4x4 women. But the mix gives us an opportunity at looking at our best 2 in the female and best 2 in the male and bring them together to run a mixed relay. So that would be part of our contingent.
Well, this contingent you just mentioned, are they all foreign based?
No. So the foreign based athletes would be the 2 that are in Jamaica, and the 10 others would be from Dominica.
So what programs, what plans that we have to assist those locally based athletes?
So we have the Athletics Association, what we have done is that we have reached out to the coaches committee. We have a coaches committee, which is also like a subcommittee of the Athletics Association, to basically look at the athletes who are close to qualifying and have specific training for them. And that will also incorporate them traveling to various meets across the Caribbean to prepare them for the games.
Are they mainly field athletes?
No. So we have, like I said, we have I didn't say it. We have athletes who are running from the 100, the 200. We also have long jumpers, middle distance athletes. So it's a wide cross section of athletes.
Where the track athletes train?
So some athletes, they train through the Aspires Club. They train at the Benjamin's Park. We have athletes training at the Gardens. And also, because of the cricket, after the cricket, we will be getting permission to utilize the stadium.
Lobby, you have any questions for Brendan?
But Sebastian, I'm just sitting there, I'm just laughing, you know.
Why are you
telling
laughing?
myself, no, I'm just telling myself, you know, Sebastian, that here we are. Hear what Brendan said, the office training in the Gardens, primitive ground, you know. Ground I wouldn't even put cows to graze. You know, it's a very dangerous area to run. Very dangerous to run. But yes, that so be it. I mean to say, look, it is sad that, you know, we haven't got a track. And Brendan will understand that you haven't got a track. Without a track, I mean to say, seriously, we have to be just doing what we are doing. But you need a track. You need a track. All right, all the islands, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenade, just name that, Sebastian. All right, they are making headwaves. All right, and it is very, very important that, you know, I can say for the track. First of all, the athletes have to learn to run in lanes. You've got to be able to run in lanes properly. The 200 meters, the 400, the 800, the first 200 in lanes, you have to be able to run properly. And Brendan knows that. All right, for example, look, as a jumper, like you're doing long jump, triple jump, the grass compared to the synthetic, to the tartan is totally different. It can change your run up. It can mess up a lot. All right, and it is sad that we heard that FIA was promised they would have a track in August. That is, you know, I know it's virtually impossible to have that for 2025. But Brendan can tell us right now where, if land has been given by the government, and how soon we'll have the track in Dominica.
Well, let him answer. Let him answer.
Well, at that point, I do not have the liberty to answer that question. But in the next couple of weeks or so, there will be a press conference or release by the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica in collaboration with the Athletics Association and Dominica Olympic Committee. So that's as much as I can say.
But, you know, I don't want to put pressure on you about that. I mean, but if we're in February, your press conference will be March. We were told we'll have a stadium and athletics track by August. So it's going to be a problem. I don't see a track being built in 5 months. No way. I can't see that happening. So I don't know. But anyway, if not for you to tell us, I don't think you can answer that. But the only problem, I don't see a track being built between March and August. We were told when FIA won the championship that we'll have a track by August this year. I don't see that happening. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about people like FIA. When is she going to have her first jump? I think there is the indoor. When is the indoor? Which month?
The World Indoors is in March.
So March. That's next month. Right?
Yeah, that's next month.
Where is it taking place?
It's going to be in Nanjing, China.
China, okay.
So it's from the 19th to the 21st of March. So that would be her first competition for the year. Mm-hmm. So she's already been entered into the competition. So she'll be our sole representative for that competition.
Our sole representative. The other guy, he'll not be. What's his name?
Luke. You mean Luke?
Is it Luke or is that
Luke? So because most persons don't subscribe to the indoor competition, he's still in preparation for the outdoor competition, because this year we also have the World Outdoors. So what happened is, because of the COVID, China was supposed to have hosted since 1920 thereabout. So they had to cancel or postpone their games. So it actually came up where we're having 2 World Championships in the same year, which is unprecedented. It's always staggered. Indoor 1 year, outdoor the next year. So we're actually having both this year. So some persons are skipping the indoor to do the outdoor. So Thea, because she's defending champion in the World Indoors, she's going to the indoor championships.
Yeah. But can somebody Can somebody take part in both?
Yes, somebody can take part
Of
in
course,
both.
of course.
You can qualify for both. But what Will Athletics does is that they give quota for each country. So Dominica only has a quota for one athlete. So a lot of the Caribbean.
Why is that? Why Dominica? Why only one?
A
for
lot
Dominica?
of other islands have one. Some have two, and that is also we have about 50 to 60 countries that only have a quota of one athlete.
Okay.
So it's not just subjected to Dominica alone. There are a lot of islands or countries that only have one. So, for example, Jamaica may have a quota of 5. If they have qualified athletes, they may have more.
Yeah, I want to commend certain institutions in Dominica for continuously recognizing fear.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, VF Inc.,
mm-hmm.
they had a symposium, a phenomenal women symposium, and fear was invited as a resource person. I think the National Bank also gave us some form of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
So during the time she was in Dominica, did she get involved in anything with the Athletic Association?
Yes. So when we had our
but she was injured
program,
still.
When we had our grassroots program, she attended the grassroots program. So one thing she does is to ensure that her presence with the athletes, the young kids, is felt.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, when she came down the last time, because it was so much of a busy schedule, because she came down for VF Inc., she came down for National Bank, because she's an ambassador for National Bank, and also she was basically officially announced as the destination ambassador for Dominica. So because of that tight period, she brought down some shoes, some spikes and sneakers to give off to the younger kids. So what we decided, those of the athletes who qualified, we would give them off to those athletes who qualified.
Okay, I trust that Discover Dominica is making optimal use of Fiala 4. Someone that quality, she speaks very well, and she's distinguished herself in the world. So somebody of that quality, you need to use them internationally. Tell me in terms of the Sports Council, what's your level of representation in the Sports Council, and what kind of support is the Sports Council giving to the Athletics Association?
Well, I wouldn't be able to answer that question because
well, it's true.
I know about the Sports Council. I know the composition of the Sports Council. As relates, the Athletics Association is not represented on the Sports Council, so I will not be able to go into detail with that.
Lobby, what do you say?
Yeah, Sibo. Just I mean, just laughing about Sports Council is neither here nor there. You can talk about the sports division who have manpower, they have equipment. You can have a sports council with just men, not anything. What they have, that's a waste of time. Now, Brendan, with fear, in terms of you spoke about the World Indoor. Has she competed recently? Any indoor competition?
Well, before we go on to that, let me just go back to the Sports Council. I mean, yes, regardless if the Athletics Association is not represented, the president or affiliate of the Athletics Association shall not be on every council or sporting body, as long as the proper legislation, the proper policies impact the various entities. That is how I see it. As relates to Thea, she's actually opening up at the World Indoors, so that will be her first competition for the year.
What about? Okay, go ahead, Lobby. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just now. You're saying that her first competition will be her World Indoor. At the indoor. Wow. Okay,
but is she fully fit? Is she okay? The operation, the surgery she had, is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She's ready to compete. So that's why the decision was for her to open up at World Indoors, because World Outdoors is all the way in September.
September, okay.
So which means her season would have been, if she started, let's say, in January, where normal athletes start off for the World Indoors, she would have a 9-month competitive year, without any substantial rest. So she's actually opening up there and then moving on.
Okay. Brendan, let me tell you, knowing that that she had this injury, I'm happy that that she can compete. I'm very happy for her. But in terms of fear, well, when she was in Dominica, you said she had presence, but I would like her to be to see whether she can return to Dominica and being active in terms of active jumping sessions with some potential athletes, to assist them in this, because recently she was injured. Now she's okay. I'm hoping that you all can sometime this year you can have her in Dominica and get some potential jumpers and let us go for some drills, with the athletes. Do you all have that planned?
So I don't like to put the cart before the horse, but there are a lot of plans that we have discussed, and it's not only with Thea Lafont, but we also have Fabian Flora.
Well, I was just going to ask you about that.
So
what's happening with that program? Both he and Thea are trying to have organized in Dominica.
So I like I said, there's things that are in the works, and it's just based on scheduling, because we also have to look at she coming down and do jump sessions, but we also have to look at she going to be an elusive medal of winning the gold medal.
I know.
So like I said, there are plans. There are plans in the works for us to have camps, and there was also discussion with her husband, Aaron Gatson, as to how we can collaborate to maximize the opportunities where it doesn't impact the competitions that other young athletes are also taking part, but also revitalize the sport. We have seen a lot of more athletes coming out to the events, but at the end of the day, we want to go down deeper in the grassroots, like the primary schools, the younger athletes, to ensure that we don't look, okay, Thea won a medal in Paris. We want to look beyond LA. We want to look at the 2032 Olympics in Australia.
As you raise this point there, what's your level of coordination in the sports division on the schools program?
Yeah, so we actually assist in terms of organizing the sports division schools meet. So there's one coming up on the 26th and 27th of March. So the not sports coordinator, the senior sports officer, Mr. Gobin Dorset, actually reached out to me yesterday to see how we can collaborate in terms of the awarding of prizes and just collaborating for that event.
So when is your first big meet itself, the national meet, the Athletics Association? When are you hoping to have that?
So our first meet, we're hoping to have our junior championships, which will be held there about the 16th of March.
What's the age range for that?
So it's junior under 20.
Under 20,
yeah.
Okay. And where are you going to have that?
So we're looking at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium.
What date?
16th
of March. Okay.
Brendan, seeing that, you're saying about the 16th of March, and when is the Character Games again?
The Character Games is a 1 month after. So
1 month after.
The 19th.
Yeah, don't you think, I understand you're at Windsor Park, but do you think it would be better to have that in a Benjamin's Park at a 400-meter track?
Yeah, but you see, we look at the surface as well, and Windsor Park Sports Stadium has the flatter surface. So we're also looking at that, but it is give and take. Are we going to look at the times in terms of
but
the 400-meter and then the wind that Portsmouth also has, so you have to look at the best surface for the athletes.
I know. But both of them have been wind. You don't even can have. Do you all have a gauge, a wind gauge?
No, we haven't got a wind gauge. But if you look
at
the
problem,
that's the problem.
So if you look at the
stadium,
stadium, yeah, I know.
Let him answer. Let him answer.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. If you look at the stadium, the walls and the stands, it creates a barrier. So the level of wind that you may have in Portsmouth, you may not have it in the stadium.
But could you not get a 400 meters in the Windsor Park?
No, it will be difficult. You'll have minimum.
No, you can't.
You have less lanes.
Okay.
Because what you have to understand, based on the shape of the stadium, it is almost oval,
right,
as compared to Benjamin's Park, which is more circular,
right.
So
it's bigger.
Yeah, based on that, it takes away a few lanes. So you may get around 3 or 4 lanes out of 400 track, where you may need at least 6 at minimum.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So tell us the program again. So you have Character in Thea goes in March first.
So Thea's in March.
Character is in April.
Character is in April. Then June we have the NACAC age group championships.
Where that's going to be held?
So far I cannot basically give out the location because it's still at a council level, NACAC council, which I sit on. But a country has raised their hand because no country
in the Caribbean?
No.
Okay.
It's not in the Caribbean.
Okay.
So we'll have the age group championships, followed by the NACAC Open Championships. That will be in Puerto Rico. And then we'll have the World Outdoors, which will be in Tokyo, Japan.
The World Outdoors in Japan?
Yeah, in Japan.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. But it'll be the World Outdoors, everything, all track and field, right?
Yes, everything.
Everything, track and field.
So in the difference between the indoors, it's in an indoor arena, and the instead of 100 meters, they'll have the 60 meters.
Right.
And on the track, it more or less has a slope.
Mm-hmm.
So the athletes actually run a curve on the slope. It's a 200-meter track.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the difference. That's why a lot of the persons in, let's say, the Western areas, like especially the Caribbean, the Africas, because they don't have that sort of facilities, and because of the climate, it's more or less in the cooler region. That's why they have indoors. That's why we don't have much quota system, because not much persons participate, and the quota is based on how many persons participating over an average period of time.
Where is Luke now? Denick
Luke is currently in Jamaica. He attends the University of the West Indies, and he is
so he's doing a degree now?
Yes, he's doing a degree, and he is under the guidance of Coach Glenn Mills.
He's joined that track. Okay, yes. Glenn Mills. Well, he's a big coach. I mean, big coach. So is he going to university full time?
Yes.
So how does he find time to do his work, his track?
Well,
that's part of it.
Training. Because of the Jamaican culture, they give them they basically base their study schedule, their classes around training.
Okay.
So that's how we do it. So you'd have training sessions in the morning, classes, then training in the afternoon.
That's very good.
Simon, I want to say something here on Denick Luke. I look at and Brendan, I know he the last time he was there, he said about Jamaica. But Brendan, as an athlete, a former jumper, he'll always look for somewhere he can improve as a jumper. He will never stay in Dominica. He look around when he's a jumper. I think that is a big mistake that we have made. You can say what you want to allow Denick Luke to stay in Jamaica, because there's no quality 800-meter runner in Jamaica. You shall try and get him to the US, where you have quality. Because as an athlete myself, you need people to push you.
Stick up in 1 minute. But don't you think Jamaica have sufficiently well-trained coaches that can help him?
Thibault, they haven't got 800-meter quality runners. All right,
no,
they haven't got that at all.
Coaching.
I'm telling you about that. It's something I know about that.
I'm not talking about coaching. That's what I'm saying.
Thibault, you can have, yes, we have coaches. There are coaches and coaches, it's the people you have. If you want to have like 800, look, for example, like Kenya, there are people going to Kenya now to see if they can train with the Kenyan athletes. Though they may have the facility in the country, but I'm telling you, if Denick Luke, if you had gone to the US, where you have a pool of good 800-meter runners, you'd have helped him a great deal.
But what is his forte, Denick Luke?
But let me just
okay, go ahead.
Let me just respond to Mr. Loblack's intervention. Mr. Loblack, I do respect your opinion, but if you look at Jamaica, the last Olympics, they won their medals in the field events.
Exactly.
Something that was basically unheard of after the string of the 3-4 editions of Olympics, where they won everything in the sprints. Now, the way track and field has grown is that it has expanded. There's no one country that dominates a particular event no more. So, for example, the same Kenyan example that you used, they have a 100-meter runner who made it to the finals in the Olympics. We have Jamaica who have high jumpers who jump in 233. The mindset that we had 10 years ago in terms of that country is dominant. Every country is improving. Jamaica has a 800-meter Natasha Gould who made it to the finals in the Olympic Games. Miss Shafika Malone from St. Vincent, she trained in Jamaica.
All right.
Then we had the two young ladies from Jamaica in the 1500 meters who made it to the respective semifinals and finals at the Olympic Games. So I understand that, hey, yesteryear, there was a lot, it was sprint dominant, but no, they're actually diversifying and they're expanding in what they're tapping into. So I understand your point of view, but
I understand yours, brother. But I understand yours, Brendan. But I can tell you that you're talking about what used to happen before and what they have now. I am looking for, I'm shopping. When I'm shopping, I am shopping for the best. And I believe that he needs to get an area where you have quality 800-meter runners for him to move forward. You need quality. Without quality, I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that. You can. I respect yours also, but you need quality.
But Mr. Sebastian, to your question, Denick runs the 400 and the 800 meters.
But his maiden thing is the 400, right?
800.
800. Okay.
Yeah, 800.
What's your opinion of Goat?
Goat? I mean, it's too early to tell. I think sometimes when you look at it in the context of where he's running, he's the next Usain Bolt because he runs in Australia, which has never been a sprint dominant country. And now at 16 years to be running 10 seconds, he's a phenom. But give it two years or 3 years, then I would have a solid opinion on it. But for now, I'm just looking at him. But he looks good for his age.
Well, they claim he's the next Usain Bolt. That's what they claim.
Yeah, but in the past, since Usain Bolt retired, so many persons have been the next Usain Bolt.
Well, you're right. You're very right.
So before Usain Bolt, it was who was the next Michael Johnson. So it is just looking at the athletes and appreciating what they're doing now and giving them the opportunity to grow into who they ought to be. Like if you look at Leslie Tebego, now he's actually coming to form. He's faster than Goat.
You're the guy from Botswana, yeah.
You understand? But he self tells you, no, I'm not the next Usain Bolt because that's too much of a big shoes to fill. But let me progress into the athlete I ought to be. Because we put too much pressure on our athletes, to win certain accolades, to break certain records, but not giving them the opportunity to enjoy the sport and see what fruits that they bear based on their training.
But what is done right now is his talent is recognized. There are no negative comments about his diet.
No. For him,
Very good.
No, for him, it's none because of he's so jovial. He's enjoying what he's doing. So that is one. And one thing that I always advise some of the athletes is stay away from social media. And the reason why I say that, it is one thing to promote yourself, but a simple promotion of you just training can gain a lot of negative feedback as well. Because some people see you as pompous, you're full of yourself, things like that. So, just stay away from it. If you post your picture, okay. The comments that come in, ignore it.
Yeah, well, Brendan, it was very nice. We will speak to you again as time goes on, closer to the big meets. As you say, fear next month. That's indoor. Character is coming up. So I'm sure we'll have you back. And it's always nice speaking to you. You're always willing to come and chat with us. So I just want to say thanks to you.
And it's very eloquent.
No problem.
Well,
always is.
Bright. He's a bright guy.
Always is.
Good talent.
No problem. Like I said, as long as it takes to promote the sport of track and field in Dominica, to take it from point A to point B. And in my opinion...
And you were coached by Lobby.
Yeah, I was coached by Low Black, so you should know I take a lot in my life.
All right. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll take another break now.
All right, guys.
Dominicans, insure your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@pottersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Potter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects. When you want the best, what you do? Shop at SCS. Better than the rest. Go shop at SCS. And they all confess. Shop at SCS. You get more for less. Shop at SCS. Shop at SCS. Yeah. Shop at SCS. Shop at SCS. What they say? Shop at SCS. SCS family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our price is better than nice. Madam, I miss you. That's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCS. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCS. Auntie, Nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, couple, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SCS. Shop at SCS. Yeah. Shop at SCS. Shop at SCS. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose.
What? Yes. Let me commend ACS for their continuous sponsorship of Sports Rap. Thank you very much, Julius Timothy. I wish you well. I visit you quite frequently, and you look all right. The head will come back someday. Let's take it easy. The other area that I want to speak very quickly before we go to the coach of the Renewable Islands team. There was a gentleman who made the national team. I never really saw him bat or bowl. He may have played a SIBO. That's Evans John.
Well, I was living that for last, so that's why I haven't spoken about it, because Evans John is like family, same village as you know. His brother built my houses, but we live in that for last.
Okay,
I said before we close, that's why I haven't spoken about it, because we have to spend some time on that. So we'll deal with that right. Anyway, we're joined in the studio by the coach of the Renewable Islands team, a guy I manage. He could be a pest at times. Anyway, he's the coach now, and I'm referring to, well, he'll tell listeners his name. You can say your name, my brother.
Good night to everybody. Happy New Year. My name is Kenroy Peters, and as my favorite, well, I don't call him manager, he's my best friend.
Oh.
You know, he said I'm a pest, but I don't think I'm a pest. I learned from him if I'm a pest.
Right. My brother, okay. What happened started very well. Lost the first two games. The batting has been atrocious. The bowling as well. Yeah. But this match so far in Dominica looked like Windward's recovering from 80 for 6, 242 for 8 at the close. I'm sure you all feel a bit happy that now in the position you're in.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't started the way we wanted. The preparation was fantastic. However, things didn't go as well when the tournament started. Could be a lot of reasons, but I think sometimes it has to do with anxiety, nervousness. Players want to do well, so they tend to go too far and beyond. In this game, we have really started to see signs that we're actually coming to the party. We have bowled well. I think the spinners did really well. We adjusted very quickly, and we adapted to the conditions. We didn't have a good start with the bat. Obviously, anyone who was watching or listening could have seen how hard it was very poor. But it's good to see the fight at the back end. And we talk about if we have to put on a good score, everybody have to contribute. And I think that's what we did today. So that's very fantastic to see from the guys.
Well, we will come back to the Dominica match. Let's go back to the first two matches. I've watched most of the matches. The batting, too many people getting out, foolishly giving away their wickets. That's been poor. Even the bowling in the game against Trinidad looked to me, men looked like they were not really running up to bowl. What is wrong in these two games?
Very good question. And it goes back to what I said. I don't know if it's the expectations. As you know, being a professional cricketers, you tend to think a lot about their careers, and you know that every two games there's a change in the squad. So you tend to put added pressure on yourself, which you don't have any control over when it comes to results. All you have to do the process well. Our batting haven't been where it's supposed to be. We missed two of our key players in Alec and Hodge. That's a big miss in any team. And then we had a lot of youngsters coming in. So we had a very immature and inexperienced team. So if we found it hard to somewhat get used to the 4-day cricket. We had brilliance in small patches, And then all of a sudden, we saw the inexperience coming out and immaturity. So that is one of the factors. The bowlers didn't hit the mark. We are hoping that would have been our strong suit because we have the full bowling squad. But however, they didn't hit the marks that we were looking at. And we knew the reasons why they were bowling too short. And you see, as the season got along, they started bowling a bit fuller and we got some better results. But it was too late to really come to the party because we wanted them to be from day one.
You talk about missing some key players. What has happened to Springer? I haven't seen him playing. What has happened to him?
Well, Springer got an injury in Sri Lanka. So he had a shin splint and he was cleared to play. And then when he went back to training, it just aggravated and got worse. So he's out for 4 weeks. So he should be returning for the fourth round.
That is the match in St. Lucia?
Match in St.
Against
Lucia.
Leeward Islands?
Yep.
Okay. But are the bowlers fit? I look at the seam bowlers. To me, I don't see any pace. They're not running in. It's Tyson himself, Martin. What's happening with them?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed as well. As I said to them in the meetings, that I don't think it is the bowling squad or the bowling attack that we expected to be on the ball from ball one. Some of the things, I don't say they're not fit. I think some, again, expectations, wanting to do well. Tyson, for example, had a fantastic season last year.
Correct.
And trying to back up a season, you tend to put yourself under more pressure because you want to contribute and always continue doing the good things. So I think for him, he was more focused on living on what he did last year. So I had a chat with him privately and I said, look, everybody know who you are. Everybody know what you can do. You just go and do your thing. Don't worry about impressing everybody. If you bowl badly, they know it's Tyson. If you bowl well, you know it's Tyson. So you watch a lot of the games and the last couple of innings, you saw him start to look a bit more like himself because he's a bit more relaxed. So I think it is anxiety and expectations, wanting to do well from ball one.
Yes. You did some of that, the comparative analysis of the Windward Islands team for the last 2 years. For the last 2 years, we excelled very well.
Yeah.
We were right on top.
Yeah.
And we were contenders for the championship.
Yeah.
But this year, we don't seem to get it together.
Yeah, again, that's correct. And it's an honest assessment. If you look at us in the last 2 games, we did very poorly.
We lost the championship, yeah.
So this time it probably is a reverse. We're starting badly and then probably finish properly. So that's what we're hoping. We have a saying, Usain Bolt was never good at the start, but you always end up and winning. So we want to...
The end of the race that matters, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a long season.
So we still have a fair chance.
Yeah. And one of the good things about the current crop of players, they're honest enough and they hold themselves accountable. They put their hand up and say, hey, I messed up today. You shouldn't have done this. And in training, they look to correct these little mistakes. So that's a positive if you have to take one from the poor performances.
Two players. Afanaz, why was he absent from the TNT game in St. Vincent? And why is Tyson not playing in this game?
Okay, very good. 2 good questions. And I try to be as honest as possible. With Alec Athanaze, he wanted to play, but he came from Pakistan ill. So his body wasn't recuperating properly or fast enough. So he was not able to play that game in St. Vincent because after the long journey, so the medical team think that it won't be wise for him to put his body through that. Let's think about for him to finish the season. So that's the reason. And for Tyson, it's more looking at the conditions. And we thought that out of the 2 fast bowlers, probably Martin was bowling a bit more consistent. And we wanted Tyson to be where he was last year. So we have been doing a lot of training, a lot of spot bowling, trying to get his confidence back to where it was. We didn't want to put that added pressure on him at home, and then he doesn't perform as well as he possibly can. So that was the reason behind Tyson being not playing.
Go ahead, Lobby, you want to say something?
Yes, Kenroy. You said earlier that the players, their first 2 games, you look at experience, nervousness, anxiety. Do you think that that this T10, the T20 games that were played, they're not prepared the players for the games?
That's a very good question. As cricketers, well, my good friend will tell you that all cricket is good. It is using
Not T10.
Well, I've never played T10.
I'm T20.
Yeah, but what we thought that seeing that the T10 is played in Dominica, and one of the mandate from the franchise is that local players participate just to attract the crowd and let them see them to play. So that more cricket, because that was our off season. So we figure with the not off season, with the Christmas break, having the players playing any sort of cricket will be ideal, because after the Christmas break we go straight into our preparation for the preparation. So rather than players just not doing anything, just active but not actively involved in cricket, we thought that by probably playing, it would probably might help. So I don't think the T10 had a factor. May have, but I think it is for players to actually adapt to the different formats.
Hold on, Lobby. Let's take a caller. We'll get back to you. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, yeah.
How are you doing?
We're okay. We're good. Very. What about you? You okay?
I want to ask them the manager a question.
The coach. That's the coach, not the manager. The coach that's there.
I've been looking for Douglas. I'm not seeing him playing. I know he played so well in the 50 overs last year. What went wrong with Douglas?
He was asking about Douglas.
Douglas.
What has happened to
Dylan Douglas. I didn't hear
yeah.
properly.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Douglas is part of the setup. However, we thought that for the first couple of games, we wanted to go in with someone with a bit of experience with bookie keeping, someone who can keep for us for over 90 overs. And we thought that with Douglas not being exposed to keeping for such a long time, it would have been detrimental to his fitness. And also he's recovering from a finger injury as well. So that's the reason why he's not in the squad. And if we wanted him to play, he would have been playing as a wicketkeeper batter. So that's why he was omitted.
You're still there, caller? We have another caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah.
I'm the partner from it's something I've been hearing.
Speak a little louder. I don't think we're hearing you clearly.
Okay, you hear me?
Right, now, yeah.
Yeah, I just say something I've been hearing for a while when it comes to sports, cricket, football, basketball. And yet, you hear they're talking about professional, right? Now, I try to understand this professional thing. How does a player become a professional? Because if you take a guy who hasn't played for the cricket and put him to play for the cricket, and then you talk about them being professionals, I try to make the link, because I know professionalism, it takes a while, and it's experience and stuff, and it takes about competition and training. So I know this I call it excuses, because you know what you have. You haven't been playing this kind of cricket. Now you take a player from playing 2-day and 10-10 and whatever, and put him on for the cricket. You don't expect him to just come off one time and talk about professionals. This professional part, I think.
Well, let me call what he probably said. A lot of these guys now are really they play cricket for their living, because as you know, the franchise is based in St. Vincent. So all these guys are really based in St. Vincent for at least 10 months per year. So that's what he means, because that's what they do for a living.
And also, I could also jump in here as well.
Hold on. He's saying something to you. Listen. Yeah.
And also, I could jump in as well. None of the players were selected from T10 or T20. They played in the Windwellands tournament. And then what we do, we expect them as professionals to play in these leagues and be professionals, because we have to expose what we're trying to do at the franchise level. And one of the ways to... Go ahead.
You see, the Islam is a professional part, because you keep saying that you take this, they didn't take 10 and they're playing in the 40 in professional, and they have to be professional. How does one become professional? That's the question.
Well, professional, the simple things about being professional is that, as the manager rightly said, that they're in St. Vincent for 10 months, and they are asked to go through the training where you have a professional staff looking after them, whether it be dietary, whether it be physiotherapy, and all these things. And then they have schedules. And the West Indies cricket season is played by professionals. So you want to say that they're professionals.
So that makes them professional.
Well, once you sign a contract and you're part of a franchise,
and you're being paid,
and you're being paid, so it is a professional setup. So sometimes the quality player may not look as a professional, but It is professionalism, and we have to give them the right
Well, at the end of the day, listen. At the end of the day, it's quality you're talking about, you know.
Yep.
Because being a professional, you don't have the quality. You can't talk about professional.
Well, not everyone can be professional, right?
You got okay, good. So you have to have the quality, and that is what we're not seeing.
Yep. Well, I think
that quality.
Well, if you actually look at the last tournament to this tournament, look at the scores that scored in the first games. In the first innings, there's actually 200 and something for a little bit of wickets. So you could see a change in terms of batsmanship, if I'm correct. And you could see the application. However, I don't think we should judge it by the results, but you should look at the process from where we were and what we're doing now. So that's
it. Well, I didn't want to say that. I wanted you to say it. It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
Because just saying a guy is professional doesn't make him a professional, you know. It's a process. It takes time. You develop, and then you are professional in your tone, in your attitude, and everything. It doesn't happen overnight. And that is, I think, that's the mistake we keep making. We quick to talk about professionals. It's a process. It's a process. That's what I said. Anyway, I don't know.
Okay, thank you. You know, Pini, there's something I've noticed, and that's for you all to deliver. You look at young Pascal. If you look at him when he drives, you see he has both feet together. I don't know if you all notice that.
Yep.
So if you're going to drive, you have to come to your front foot too.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So what happened to him today, football? That's going to happen all the time, unless you're getting changed, because you cannot be driving like this with both feet together. You have to have his front foot and drive. So it's something. I have not spoken to him about that.
I'm happy that you brought that up. Actually, today I was speaking to the batting coach,
Right.
Mr. Carlton Ball.
Right.
And we have it on video.
Okay.
And we have already started to put plans in place,
Right.
The program in place for him to do. We had a chat with him after the game
Mhm.
and said, this is how we get it out.
Mhm.
And again, it is when he got out, he was caught in two minds.
Exactly.
To leave or to play. And being an open batter, your feet doesn't go anywhere.
Exactly.
And then you play with your hands.
Yeah.
So that is something we talk about, being precise, sticking to what you want to do.
Mhm.
Because if you don't do it, you're still going to make the same mistake.
Mhm.
But if you're doing something that is correct and you make a mistake, actually it helps you to analyze where you are and what you should have done differently.
Mhm.
So we had that discussion, and I'm happy that you brought that up.
Well, I've spoken about that already. You know, I say they have the coaches. So I want the coaches to do their work.
When you're supposed to make your input.
No, I just said that to him. He's somebody I'm close with.
Yeah.
I have said that to the manager, Liam, as well.
Yeah.
I have said that to them.
Yeah.
I said that even on the night to Sam, the Kenan, when he was the coach, that the front foot is not moving. The front foot must come towards the ball.
Yeah.
You can't have your both feet going together.
Yeah.
Sometimes you drive, it might look good, but you're going to get yourself in trouble. Most of the time, we have a caller like that.
Maybe they retain you to help the batsman.
Let's take this caller. Good evening. Good night. Good night. Talk a little louder. We hear you faintly.
Yeah, I can hear.
You hear me?
A little louder. We'll probably.
I was saying.
Right.
I was saying like you see chicken.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel as though chicken is a killing in this cricket. Right? I know the chicken thing there. I think that is a man that come and swing the bat on those things. I think that's killers. And the other idea I was trying to find out. It might sound stupid. But when I was young, playing cricket very young. We used to play wind ball and cracker rubber and bumping ball. And after a certain time, we get accustomed to playing the cup ball and whatever ball and so on and getting the back. I mean, can we set that at a young age of using this wind ball and cup ball? A very young age, little boys and so on, get them into and then they get accustomed to bat and bowl and so on. Therefore, they will go through the cup ball and whatever ball they have to let the ball. I just thinking of it, my son's stupid, but I believe our young people, when they tend to bat with the higher ball, they tend to go back and so on. Or those one was very good or part, but I don't know. That's why I see that.
Okay, thanks. Did you get what you were saying?
He said that something about
softball. He would rather like to see the younger kids
Yeah.
using softball at the start because, well, you're a coach, you will know that kids at a young age, you want to have them playing softball.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get them afraid too early because they will just stop playing.
Yeah.
So the younger they are, you use softball to get them into the cricket, and then you go to the hardball after.
Yeah.
So
you know what it's called, Kakaroba?
Well, he mentioned that. He mentioned Kakaroba and win ball. But they always say as a coach, early on, you use the softballs, and then you graduate to the harder balls after.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But going back to the game here, yesterday, I thought the seamers bowled too long because you look at that pitch, spin has to come on very early on that pitch.
Yeah.
It's a bit disappointing, but because, you look at Caribbean pitches and the pitches are too low. When I say too low, the ball is not coming up higher than knee high. You come to bat in the first hour of the match, the ball is turning square. That's just not good. It's not going to help us. Not going to help us.
Sometimes the reason why we might use the fast bowler ploy as well, there's points for
fast
bowlers, so you're looking for wickets as well.
Yeah, but again, even that I have a problem with. The West Indies ball, okay, you want to develop fast bowlers, you get points. But spinners are the people getting wickets in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You look at when you look at the averages and you see spinners the top 10, mostly spinners. So this thing about saying you use fast, and again,
fast bowlers points.
I mean, quote unquote, what is who they describe as fast bowler? How many fast bowlers do we have in the Caribbean?
Genuine.
Who do we have bowling fast? You have been running in fast.
Tyson.
Yeah, running. Well, Tyson can bowl fast when he's ready to bowl fast. If he puts his mind to, he can bowl fast.
Yeah.
Definitely, he can bowl fast. But what I've noticed, he's not really running it. That's why I asked you the question whether he has an injury, because to me, he's not really running. I want to see him bending his back. Then let me see him rocking people. Let men rock back. That's what I want to see.
What I noticed with Tyson as a person, he is very reserved.
Shy. Shy guy.
Very, I think if you show that, he might cry.
No, you're right, because he's a soft guy. No, Andy Roberts was different. Andy Roberts didn't say much, but when he got his ball, that's a different guy.
Yeah.
But Tyson is the direct opposite. Quiet guy, and you're right. He's very shy.
And what I noticed with him, once Alec is in the team, he bowls the fastest because Alec is always under his skin.
Okay.
And but to go back to Tyson, I think this young man have a future in West Indies cricket.
I think so myself.
I don't know. I could say this here now, but it never happened. But before the South Africans canceled the tour to the West Indies, he was already being talked about to play in the A team.
Okay. You mean last time?
Yeah, last year they canceled it. So,
but there's a tour this year.
There's a tour this year.
There's an 18 tour
this year. So I'm hoping that once he gets his confidence back up again, he might be considered.
Well, the next match is in St. Lucia. That is the pitch you want to be playing. The next one, St. Lucia.
When I played, I got all my wickets.
Exactly.
There.
So he should be looking his wounds, looking forward to playing in St. Lucia. You wanted to say something?
Yes, coach. I notice in Windward Islands and West Indies, there are a lot of talented players.
Yeah.
But the errors that they make, it seems that they're not sufficiently mentally prepared. What are we doing for Windward Islands players to get them mentally prepared?
Well, before I get to the Windward Islands players, that's a very good point you made. Well, managers might know this. I'm now migrated to Australia. And the first time I went there, I did a course, a session. And everybody asked, how come you guys are so talented but mentally weak? And my son was in class. And I went and visited that class. And what I saw, what they do in the schools, my son, they ask everybody putting their hand up and asking question. If it's wrong, they don't tell you you're wrong. They guide you to get it right. Think about us growing up in the Caribbean, going in schools. If you get a question wrong, how could you get that wrong? You should know better. What are you doing now? You're not developing people, young kids, to be expressive. You always think there's some fear that it might be ridiculed if you get it wrong. But they encourage them to get it right. Get it wrong so we can get it right. That's what schooling is for. So sometimes it starts from there at homes as well. You shouldn't do this. That's wrong. You always tell it's wrong. So if you keep hearing that you're getting it wrong, you're getting it wrong. How are you not going to be confident to just go out and execute? Because you're going to think, I'm doing something wrong. So they don't allow you to be free. Yeah, right? And
hold on, Nobby. Let him finish.
And that's why you look at Australia, English, they play so freely. Under pressure, they tend to get out. Like, how they're so mentally strong? Because they have the backing, the coaching staff. It's okay. What's our next move? What's our plan B? So what I did when I came back home, I asked the franchise to hire a mental performance coach for us. So it's gonna take time, but you could already see some difference. One of the signs that we say it's working, even though we're not doing well, players are still happy. They're still believing that they could change or they could make a difference. Take, for example, how we batted today. That is the work of the mental performance coach. So in every difficult situations, every tough situations, find a way. And I say it's okay to make mistakes because you're not playing against yourself. So all these little things, and they start to believe that and understand that. So that is what we're trying to do at the winners level. Try to introduce the mental performance coach. So that's what we're trying to, because it's gonna take time. It's process, So
Lobby, you were saying something here.
Yes, Kenroy. Listen to you. We've talked if mental preparation.
Yep.
But the work of a fast bowler has to be like a long distance runner, where he has to put a lot of work. If aerobic work, he has to do that.
Correct.
And conditioning, the proper exercise for his lower back. A lot of running, because I could recall listening to Courtney Walsh. They asked him how come you can bowl this long spell, first 10 overs, second 10 over, you're back next day. He said, all my time was spend my time on the beaches in Jamaica, running. All right? Ambrose, guys, you could bowl. You have to run. You got to do a lot of work on your own as a fast bowler. Have a lot of work to do as a fast bowler.
Yep. Well, you're correct, because we have a strength and conditioning coach in St. Vincent, and we recently had a meeting, and we talk about that. We talk about for fast bowlers to bowl long spells, we have to get them bowling for 45 minutes, because that's the only how you're going to develop to bowl fast. They have their weekly training schedule where they have their routines. So everything is done tailored to helping the fast bowler to bowl for long periods. Again, it's work in progress, and we are seeing a change slowly but surely, where players now actually doing it on their own. So what you just said there, I totally agree. And my good friend again would know that when we used to play, we used to bowl for hours and then still run for 30 minutes because we know the importance. Yeah.
But the important is a combination.
Yeah.
You get physically prepared,
Yeah.
you develop your talent, but that mental preparation must be there.
It has to be there, because the thing is, right, one of the things we try to introduce as well is, rather than thinking something, why not write it down and read it to yourself? Because that's mental preparation. Because it's a known fact that 60% of the things that you write and you read, you retain. So if you write down your goals, it's in the back of your mind. So that's your drive. So you're gonna have the process now to help to execute. So take, for example, Gian, for example, made 49. And Gian did exactly that. He talked about, he wrote down what he wanted to achieve, and he batted well. So all this comes from the mental performance coach. So you're seeing those little signs that it is working, what we're trying to bring forward to winners cricket.
All right, very good. Interestingly, I see a discussion between your prime minister and the president of West Indies cricket.
Well, I don't want him to get involved in that. Let's leave that one alone. That is above his pay grade. So, privately, I will talk to him about that. Privately, about that. So, the men on opposite side. We see, I know what I'm talking about.
Friends.
Yeah. Anyway, coach, tomorrow, I expect Windward Islands to win. The forecast is good for tomorrow. We should have some rain tonight.
But what is the scores like?
Huh?
The scores.
I'll give the scores in a while. Windward's 242. All the scores in a while.
No,
but
and the individual scores. But for Windward.
Gian Benji made 49. I can tell you that. What's his name? He's 40 not out. Demba, 40 not out. That I can tell you. So I will give all the scores of all the matches. Trinidad every match they're making 500 runs every inning. They go real runs,
Django.
Not Django, Mohammed. Mohammed. 3 successive hundreds. Wow. So, coach, thank you very much. I'll be in Windsor Park tomorrow. I expect by sometime tomorrow afternoon, Windward Islands will have one.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we will take a break now. Oh, no, hold on. Let's take that last caller. Maybe he might want to speak to you. Hold on. Let's take. Good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard you could mention something.
Speak a little louder. We don't hear you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I heard you could mention something in the president. I don't know if I misquoted him or misunderstood what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
In that if a player is doing something wrong, the owner is on him, right? Is that what he said?
You heard it. You heard what I said? You said if a player is doing something wrong, the onus is on him. You say he said that, right?
In relations to what you're talking about. Like
Go ahead. In relation to what? What the point you're making?
No, I think you mentioned about the player, the party like Pascal, where he's put together, where he's driving and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that if a player has these deficiencies, then, or if he does something wrong, instead of then he would have to work on the match himself.
No.
Well, he's saying he didn't say that.
No. What we were saying that when players have any deficiencies, as a coaching group, we sit down and with the player and map out a plan to help him to not to make that same mistake, and then we have something going forward.
Oh, okay. I thought, well, I can misunderstood because if the guy is doing something wrong, then teach him. Because if he cannot do it, you got to teach him to do it.
Yeah. Nah, we won't leave them in the wilderness. That's what we want. We want them to be honest to say that this is their problem. Yep.
No, but as a coach, you recognize that he's doing something wrong.
Yep.
And then it's just like in soccer, a man kicking and his head is always up. Naturally, that ball will go to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep telling him, listen, you got to keep your head down and place yourself correctly when you're going to kick, then it'll get right.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know if it's so much different. I don't think it's different on the sports now. Somebody talking about rubber ball and cup ball and this kind of thing. And it goes back to being basically sound. Because as youths, by 10 years old, you're supposed to be able to play good for the defensive show. Right?
I didn't hear what you said. What's the last thing you said?
Huh?
What is the last thing you said? I didn't pick it up.
No, I'm saying it goes like any other sport. It's basic. Because by 10, 11 years old, a young cricketer should be a good for defensive stroke.
Correct. That's the first thing. If you can't play forward, you can't bat. Eh? If you can't defend, you can't bat. I'll tell you straight.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's rocket science where, cricket and football. To me, it's the same in all the sports. Basic. Want to basically sound, you further the side. You air now and then, but that basic grounding, you know exactly what to do. When things get tough, that's where it comes in.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, we're going to take a break now. Thank you.
The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you.
When you want the best, what you do? Shop at the CS. Better than the rest. Go shop at the CS. And they all compare. Shop at the CS. You get more for less. Shop at the CS. Shop at the CS. Yeah. Shop at the CS. Shop at the CS. What they say? Shop at the CS. ACS family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices, that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at the CS. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at the CS. Auntie, nene, and cousin, friend, hope power, all of them. Grandma, grandpa, couple, neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at the CS. Shop at the CS. Oh, yeah. Shop at the CS. Shop at the CS.
Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. Dominicans, insure your property, protect your property. You homeowner, and businessman. Protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Back and we are supposed to be joined by the Mr. David Johnson to get the score of the women's tournament, but maybe in a while we'll get it. But Lobby, you're asking the score. I'll give some of the scores of the matches currently going on.
And don't forget, Sibo, we talk about Evans John here.
I haven't forgotten that. I could never forget that. I could never forget that. Me, look at Sebastian. Trinidad, 529 for 5 declared.
Again.
Third match, they're scoring over 500.
Right.
Jason Mohammed, 204 not out. His third successive 100. He made a big 100 against Windwards. Another one against the CCCs. He scored over 500 runs now in 3 innings. And the Silver made 152. That Cornwall took 3 for 127, Rocking Cornwall. The Leeward Islands at the close of play, 39 without loss. Then you have Jamaica. Jamaica made 241. They're playing in Barbados. Odin Smith made 50. Javel Royal made 43. Kima Roach, 2 for 45. Jamal Warrican, 2 for 42. Barbados replied with 293. Jonathan Drakes, another 100. He made 108. Then Nico Boucher, 55. You had Brad Barnes. He took 6 for 94. In Guyana, plenty rain since yesterday. Guyana batting 87 for 4. I don't think they played today at all. In Dominica, the Windward Islands, the CCC made 216. Evelyn made 53. Daryl Cyrus took 5 for 71. Windward Islands at the close, 232 for 8. GN Benjamin made 49. We had Denver with 40, not out. And Akim Jordan has taken 4 for 49. So these are scores of all the matches currently going on. Okay? Yes, as I said, we are supposed to be joined by David Johnson because the 50-over section of the women's tournament is over. I think St. Vincent won it. The T20 start tomorrow. In fact, there are 2 matches tomorrow. In Portsmouth, all the T20 now are going to be playing in Portsmouth. So you have 2 tomorrow, and then the 3rd and 4th place on Saturday, as well as the finals will be played on Saturday. Okay?
As we wait for David Johnson, what's really happening with England cricket? England against India.
Well, there's an article which came out and where Ravi Shastri, the commentator, was saying that the English guys didn't take this tour, this pre-match tour, seriously. In fact, they were showing where Geoffrey Archer yesterday was dozing off in the pavilion while the match was going on. And they say, you see that? The guy, he was actually sleeping, show him sleeping. And they were saying that on that tour, England only had 1 net session. And you know, the Champions Trophy starts next week, eh? It starts next week, the Champions Trophy. Obviously, India will not go to Pakistan. Their match will be played in Dubai. India has refused. As you know, they haven't played
in Pakistan.
Yeah. But again, it's wrong because Pakistan in the last T20 World Cup did go to India. They go, but India will not go at all. Even the umpire, the Indian umpire, only one of the elite panel who's not going to umpire because he's not going to go to Pakistan. So it's unfortunate. These 2 countries, they have the political problems. So the ICC are powerless because if India pulls out of the tournament, I mean, everything, they're bringing all the cash from television rights. So you must have some India playing. So let's see. I don't know if we're joined by David Johnson. Is he there?
He's on.
I'm not sure. I think he's on. Let's see if we get him. So he can give us the scores. Mr. David Johnson, are you there? Good night.
Yes, I'm there, Mr. Sebastian.
Right. So let's go straight to it. the women's tournament, what has happened so far?
Okay, in the women's tournament, I just want to say good evening to the rest of your panel.
Okay, no problem.
It's always a pleasure again. I just want to say that in terms of the women's tournament update so far, we have just concluded the 50 over segment of the Winning Island Senior Women's Tournament. We have St. Vincent winning that leg, that segment of the tournament.
They won all 3 matches, St. Vincent, in the round robin?
Yes, actually, they won all 3 matches. And with 6 points, and we have Grenada on 4 points. They had 2 wins and 1 loss, and we have Dominica coming at third with 1 win and 2 losses on 2 points, and St. Lucia did not win any matches.
But you know, last week we had the coach Sam Kernan that he said to us that Dominica has 100 already on the trophy. So I did say to him, we'll bring him at the end of the tournament. What went wrong with the Dominica team? They got bowled out for 30 runs in the game.
Well, it was a repeat of last year's tournament in Grenada. They had a very good game against St. Vincent, actually. They only lost that game by 2 wickets. I mean, St. Vincent won the game in the 19.5 overs with 1 ball left in that match. I think they played better than St. Vincent. I was actually there. I watched the match. Unfortunately, you know, during those situations there, you have to keep your nerves and your temperament. And unfortunately, they lost that match. In the following match, I'm not too sure what went wrong. You know, sometimes the women carry the emotions across, you know. So they was really devastated by Grenada. And they were bowled out for 43 in that match. They just didn't come up well in that match. So
have there been people watching the games? Have there been crowds? From what you have seen?
I know for Granby it was a pretty good. Granby, you know, Granby is a community that always supports sports, in particular cricket and football. Yeah, it was a good turnout in the Granby, at Geneva playing field, and also Portsmouth. I would say it was satisfactory.
Now the 50 overs over, so we're starting the T20s tomorrow, right?
Yes, we started.
So what's the format for that? Can you tell us?
Well, based on the position of in the 50 over segment, we have St. Vincent coming top, and then we have Grenada, Dominica, and St. Lucia. So in that case now, we use that as number 1 playing number 4 and number 2 playing number 3.
So that is St. Vincent Grenada playing Dominica, right?
Yes, we have St. Vincent playing St. Lucia tomorrow at 10, and we have Dominica playing Grenada at 2. And
so the two winners will meet on Saturday, right?
Yes, the 2 winners will meet on Saturday in the finals.
And then you also have a 3rd and 4th place match, right?
We have a 3rd and 4th place on that same day on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So but it's good weather. I mean, how have the pitches played? Like, for instance, I know in the first game there was a bit of a problem. The outfield in Portsmouth, has that been rectified?
Yeah, actually, before the tournament, I mean, for the past, I would say 5 to 6, almost a week, there we had steady rain almost every day, because the groundsman in Benjamin's Park at least couldn't get a chance to prepare the wicket, I mean, completely. But it had an effect on the outfield, basically. But I think the pitch itself, I think it was in good condition. It's just in the square area on the field and the outfield to a certain extent, because as you know, when you fall, the outfield has been normally heavy. So I would say it was pretty good. I mean, based on the amount of rain that fall, I think it was all right. But in Granby, I think that there was not much of an issue in Granby. At Geneva playing field, not much of an issue. But basically, I think the both pitches and both grounds, they played pretty well.
What about the quality of competition? And who were the outstanding players?
Well, in terms of the quality, I mean, I'll be frank. The quality is not what is expected. I mean, you have, few players that come in, but I mean, generally, the women's cricket in the Netherlands needs some injection of development. But the quality was not up to what we expected. You know, sometimes, you know, on the women part, they may take some time to develop. Yeah, but we expect better, especially from the batters. Yeah, the batters didn't really come through. If I tell you the leading scorer for the FIBA segment is Ashlyn Edward with only 83 runs. You know,
from
and
where?
followed by
Where's she from?
Krista Smith. She from St. Lucia.
Okay.
Followed by Krista Smith from St. Lucia with 864, and we have our own Amir Gilbert with 51.
Okay.
You know, so
they
that
have
would
not
tell
been,
you
the batting has not been good.
No, the batting has not been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so it's not to say I would any. There are a few little bright spots in between in the tournament. I mean, you have our own Abini Seja with 6 wickets and Holy Charles from Grenada with 6 wickets. Karen Noel with 5 wickets. I mean, we have the likes of Afi Fletcher in the tournament, but she didn't really come to the fore. We also have Zyda James from St. Lucia, but unfortunately she only played 1 game. And
but Kiana Joseph, is she here from St. Lucia?
What that? Kiana?
Yeah, the one who played for the West Indies team, the St. Lucian girl.
No, she's not taking part in the tournament.
Why is that?
I understood
because
that
Afi Fletcher is there
for the Leeward Island.
Huh?
Afi is there.
Yeah, but Afi Fletcher is playing. Yeah. So why is Kiana not playing for St. Lucia?
I cannot confirm that, but I understood that she's going to probably play for the Leeward Islands in the regional tournament, women's regional tournament.
You see, why is that?
That is to confirm, eh?
Oh yeah.
I haven't got the full details on that. That is what
she has some problem with a national team or what? That's strange. Very strange.
Probably it's a preferred choice by her.
No, but that shouldn't be. I mean, you cannot. She's not a Leeward Islander. You cannot just decide to go and play where you want. That's no kind of. The West Indies board shouldn't tolerate foolishness like that. So players can just feel they're too big, decide where they're going to play. No, man, that's crap. That's absolute garbage. Honestly.
Well, yeah, I heard about it and I was kind of surprised of her decision. If it is true, it is confirmed, but that's what I understood.
Her decision.
It's only left to be seen when the regional tournament start. Yeah,
making players indispensable.
No, but people can do what they want. There's too much old mass in the cricket now. The same thing happening with men do what they want.
Seriously, and they're still in the learning stages of the game.
Yeah. Anyway, David, thank you very much for this little roundup. So we hope things will work out properly in the next 2 days so that the tournament will come to a conclusion. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Thanks so much. Yeah, all right.
Right.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, we have a few minutes. As we say, we want to talk about Evans. I mean, it was a sad occasion for me. I mean, as you know, his brothers and I, Royston and I, are a lifelong friend. Ronald will know that. Blaise is the one who built his brother, both houses. Blaise is the guy. It was a sad occasion. I mean, Evans has been ill for a while. He was ill for a while. He was in the States in hospital, and then things didn't work out properly, and he has passed on. He was a former president of the Dominica Cricket Association. That's a fact. He also made the Dominica squad years ago. I don't think he ever actually played, but he made the squad years ago.
But see, I remember him as a little boy in the covers.
He was a brilliant fieldsman.
In the covers. When Evans in the covers, no ball passes.
Brilliant fieldsman. And you know, sad occasion really, because Evans, good guy. I mean, Evans was a policeman when they were real policemen. That's what I would say.
He didn't joke with this job.
Yeah, he was together with Desmond Blanchard.
And did you know he went to Grenada? He was one of the team that went to Grenada when Maurice Bishop was killed.
No, but Evans was a real policeman. There, what's happening now is not really the best. But Evans grew up in the days when we could say in local language, police were police. That's what we are. And it's sad. I mean, want to express my condolences. All his kids and all his siblings. I mean, they're all in the States. I mean, except Blaise, who is here, and have been very, very sad. I mean, in fact, Evans. It was shocking to me when his brother Royston first called me when he fell ill in the States. I mean, I never knew Evans to be sick, and then he went to his just fell ill, and he never really recovered until he has gone to the great beyond. I mean, it's really a sad occasion.
Blaise, please accept my sympathies, Blaise. Blaise is not a very pleasant person. And Evans was very amenable. Evans always wanted to engage me in a discussion. Off and on over a light drink. But he always wanted to engage me in a discussion. You know, and he's a very pleasant guy. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, it's been very tough. I mean, the funeral, still don't know yet where it will be, if it's in the States or here. I mean, the plan to bring his body down, so whenever I find out what's happening, I know, because as I say, just sad occasion that somebody you know all your life, I mean, from Collier like me, and we have a caller, maybe somebody want to say something.
Yes, Sibo, okay.
Hold on, Nobby, there's a caller there, hold on. Yeah, good evening.
Yes, yes, Sibo.
Yes.
My name is Hunter.
Right.
I want to also express my sincere sympathy to Evan's family. Evan was a very partner for me, and doing well, he and his brother and blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Very good friends and so on. And then I saw something every time he meets me, I always live with him. So, a very nice person. And as you rightly said, he's a policeman. I was a policeman. And he was doing the junior policeman. So I really felt about it. I have one question to ask you. Although you went across with
say again?
Yeah, but I really want to ask you, would you, given the form that Jason Mohammed had and his age, would you pick him in the West Indies team?
Well, I was on air today broadcast, I was broadcasting the cricket. Somebody called me from overseas last night. Tell me, Sibo, if you were a selector now, would you pick Jason Mohammed? So I said, okay, he's 38 years, but age is a number because we don't have the players you can decide that guy too old. But if I mean, last year, young Louis was picked because he made 300s, although 2 in one match. But Jason Mohammed had scoring all these runs. As a selector, you have to be considered. We have another caller. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes.
My deepest sympathy goes to the family of Evans John. Evans John was a great man. He served his country, also helped people in the country. Sibo,
yes.
Evans is a Dominican, right?
But of from Collier, Evans from Collier.
Right. So he should be buried in Dominica and not
well, that's for his children to decide. That's for his children. But me, I'm in no position to decide that. His kids will decide that.
Okay.
His kids will decide that. Yeah.
And it's costly.
Okay, my dear.
You're right. So, Marlon, you okay? You okay?
Yeah.
Well, don't say what you used to do to Ronald tonight. We don't want to hear that. No. Don't say that on the air, please.
He's a gentleman.
Right.
Right? Very nice guy, a gentleman. I guess you used to watch Ronald and tell him hello.
Yeah, but don't say what you used to do to him. Don't say it, please. I'm warning you. Right. Not on the air. Not on the radio.
Sibo.
Yes.
Sibo.
Yes, the Marlin.
I just used to see him on the road. I used to say hello to him. He was handsome. His hair was coolie, but he's a gentleman. He worked hard in the government service.
Okay. Yeah, Marlin.
A respectable man.
Very good.
You understand?
Very good.
I just used to see him and tell him hello, and he used to tell me hello.
Okay, Marlin. Thank you. Off you go. Boom, Marlin.
Boom.
Okay, Lobby, you want to say something quickly because we go?
Yes, quick, Sebastian. Yes, just to extend my condolences to the family of Evans, a very committed, police officer. Number one, he loved his carnival, very jovial guy. He was also involved in the Rotary Club. He had a very infectious smile. He loved his cricket. I think Sibo, he made trials of a few times, before he made the national team. He was always knocking on the door.
Yeah, well, yeah,
a good all-rounder.
Well, Lobby, let's take some call. All the lights going. Maybe people want to. Yeah, let's take the call. Go ahead. Good evening.
Hello, Sibo.
Hi, how are you, man?
I want to offer my condolences to Evans John family.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very nice man. And always smiling. He used to be on the Police Service Commission, and I worked there. Remember, I was secretary to the commission.
Correct.
So I worked with him. He was on the commission. Very hard. So I just want to offer my...
No problem, man. Thanks. Thank you. More calls, I guess, before we close. Good evening. Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening. Don't listen to your radio. Go ahead. Speak.
Okay. Good evening, Sibo and the rest.
Yes.
Very sad news, Evans. Very sad news.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Evans and I played cricket for a very long time in the same club, Blackburn.
Okay.
With Irvin, Grayson,
Yeah, for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it went to play with Cavaliers.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Well, condolences to the family,
Okay.
to Blair, all the children in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember we were neighbors living in 10th Street.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very nice guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Come on.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, on that note, guys, we're going to play a nice little gospel song and then we'll close up until we come back next week. So let's just play the song just for Evan John. And on behalf of Ronald Lander, Lobby, and Lambi, want to say good night? We'll be back next week. So we'll finish with a lovely gospel song for Evan John. Jesus, I surrender. Lobby, that you know that song, right, Lobby? Let's
Very
sing,
well.
man, Lobby. Let's sing, Lobby.
And trust Him in His presence daily.
I surrender all.
I surrender.
I surrender all. My blessed Savior,
I surrender.
All to Jesus
I surrender all.
at His feet. Worldly pleasures all forsaken. Take me, Jesus, take me now.
I surrender all. I surrender all. Unto Thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender all.
All to Jesus I surrender. Lord, I give myself to Thee. Fill me with Thy love and power. Let Thy blessing fall on me.
I surrender all. Surrender, I surrender all. Unto Thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender all. Surrender all. I surrender all. Unto Thee, my blessed Savior, I surrender.